And just to be particularly honest, I don't think I quite care what the numbers are. If I get to talk with one person and we get to have a nice back-to-back, face-to-face conversation, back-to-back, I suppose works. It's not incorrect necessarily. But yeah, if I just get to talk to one person and we sort through one issue and we have one good conversation, we have one good piece of information that goes between the two of us, I will have succeeded doing what I planned on doing when I pressed the button. So if anyone's got something they're proud of, anything that they want to talk through, any questions they've got about weight loss, mindset, anything that you know me for, I would love to talk to you one-on-one. The worst weight loss advice I've heard was water fasting. Yeah, water fasting is not going to be good for a couple of reasons, but let's not even go into the science part of it, the part of it that just doesn't work in general. Let's just hinge on the fact that it sucks. It's awful. It's not a pleasant thing to do. Is it bad that I've lost 30 pounds since May and haven't left my house since July? I would say that's a faster rate of weight loss. That's for sure, but if you have quite a bit to lose, it is possible. If it doesn't slow down, I would certainly want to try to slow that down. Thoughts on Ozempic? My thoughts are more so in the sense of I don't like the fact that we're prescribing medication over the internet to people without prescriptions and without consultations. And I don't like that people that don't have any training in said medicine are prescribing it. Best weight loss advice I've heard, do the internal work and find out why. You probably, sounds like you may have heard that over here, because that's what we talk about over here. Not to me, but a friend once told another friend just to not eat so much for a while. I hear that all the time. It's always happening in my comments. But let's move over to Twitch here really quick, where all the cool kids hang out. We've got PHG Ham. What's going on? Sup, Mike? Hey there. Spider-Man, what's going on? Mike streamed so late I actually woke up for the stream. Go back to sleep. What time is it where you are? Don't be up right now. It's 1:08 here in the middle of the country. Good morning from Greece. Oh, yeah, we're doing fantastic. Thank you for being here, Stella. I saw the other day you had posted that I inspired some kind of artwork that you were going to do. So just in case you didn't see my response to you over there, you have my full explicit permission to make whatever it is you want to make, so long as you tag me in it, because I would love to see it. That's the only contingency that I ever have with anyone that wants to do any kind of artwork or anything. Yeah, I'm on the bigger side, so I've got a lot to lose. Yeah, so you'll end up losing a little bit more in the beginning. That's not all going to be fat. You're going to be losing some colon gunk that's sitting in you. You'll be losing some water weight. You'll obviously lose some fat in the process. That happens. Expect it to slow down, because it needs to slow down. Thoughts on Trulicity? I don't know what Trulicity is, but I know what unicity is, and it's awful. If it's got anything to do with taking something that is tantamount to spicy tea and starving yourself, and it's being sold by people on the internet with whiteboards behind them on live streams, just block them. It's probably no good. Get to sleep. You heard it here first, folks. Going to make extremely erotic art of Mike and Ted. Good luck trying to make me erotic. That's going to be a major challenge. Trulicity is a brand that makes insulin. Okay, I've got no idea about anything with that. Are they embattled with some kind of awful controversy? Is it a very dirty company? That all being said, every insulin company is ultimately, in the United States anyway, is very likely operating in an unjust and immoral way by overcharging for life-saving medication that costs practically nothing to produce. Hydrate, everybody. If you've not hydrated yet, it's time to do so. Make sure you get that done. Just got home from job number 2, winding down playing Star Wars MMO. Is that the one that just came out? I think there was one that just came out, or it's about to come out, something like that. I'm not quite sure which one it is. But by the way, anyone who's watching over on Instagram or TikTok, by the way, I'm not able to see my TikTok comments. I would love to see the comments, though, so if you want to get your comments read, come over to Twitch. It's Twitch at Mike Needs a Plan, so I'd love to see you over there, if that ends up being the case. For the rest of you right now, if you're on Instagram and I'm not getting your comments quickly enough, come on over to Twitch, because I would love to see you over there. They tend to get covered up in join notifications. I see the notification for everyone that joins, whether they're here for a second or 2 hours. So it ruins the comment section completely. What? I'm 5 minutes late and I missed Mike and SFW fan. You didn't miss anything yet. I think people have to make it first. Intermittent fasting, work to lose 60 pounds, but the rebound and gain some weight. What is a long-term solution? The long-term solution is to eat regularly. When you're hungry, you eat food. And before you say, well, I'm hungry all the time. No, you're not. I'm not talking about you have room to put more food into you. That's a different thing. You're not hungry all the time. In fact, when I was at my heaviest, I don't think I probably went a couple of years without ever feeling hunger because I never allowed myself to feel it. If there was even just the inkling or a seedling of something that might resemble hunger, I pushed it away as quickly as possible. I wasn't eating to satiate hunger. I was eating to satiate sad feelings or trying to feel some sense, some modicum of control. It was never about the food as much as it was the fact that I wanted to choose something and not be combated on it. So what's the best thing we can do to lose weight? Whatever you feel that you can do forever. If you think that it's going to be about cutting out carbs, I promise you're going to last about 2 or 3 weeks and then you're going to give up. Why? Because 1, carbs are delicious, but 2, your muscles and your brain both need them desperately. It doesn't work any other way. And those who do carnivore and they're like, the body can turn this into fuel too. Yes, it does. It turns protein and fats into glucose. Your body is breaking it down, albeit in a really dirty and awful way that stresses the shit out of your kidneys and everything, to create glucose from what it has to keep your brain alive. You need carbs. So if you think you're going to cut out carbs for the rest of your life, you're not going to, and you don't have to. Blue zones eat mostly carbs. I'm not too up on, what everybody eats everywhere, but humans historically, no matter where you are, have been omnivores in varying degrees. They have eaten all manner of things. Agriculture is 200,000 years old. The idea that our ancestors ate only meat is fake. It's just simply not true. There's no historical precedent to it. Currently dealing with an eating disorder relapse, my worst weight loss advice was you'd only look better with muscles. Why do you have to look better for somebody? Why does it matter what you look like to someone else? Shouldn't it just matter what you look like to you? How you feel about things? Ratva, hi. Glad to see you. And my buddy Smitty's here. Hello from Canada. Hello from Texas. What's going on? Pulling an early morning shift. Yeah, I just got back from hanging out with Scotty K Fitness. If you guys are fans of Scotty. If not, I would implore you to go and check him out because he's just fantastic. But he's in town, so we just hung out for a few hours. And really, really great guy, but I'm just wired from it. I had a wonderful time. I could have hung out with him for a week straight. But he'll be back in town, so we're going to hang out more. Have you had any experience dealing with surgery scars? Unfortunately, I don't. I have not had any, or I guess fortunately, really, I've not had surgery scars. But I do know plenty of people that do have experience with it. I'm looking for a surgery for loose skin on my chest and arms and thighs. So I know plenty of people who have gotten surgeries, whether it be paniculectomies or tummy tucks or what have you. And I've never heard of anyone that's regretted it. Ever. That all being said, these are just the people that I know, the people that I've spoken to. No one's ever come out and be like, I wish I hadn't lost all the weight and removed the skin. I wish I hadn't done that. It's just, I'm sure there's somebody out there that could tell you otherwise, but in my sphere, I just haven't seen it. It hasn't happened. Let's keep on keeping on here. We're going to go to the Twitch. In college, it felt so good to finally have a diet regulated by the physical distance and the time commitment standing between me and food. Can't wait to go back and hopefully maintain those gains next summer. What's stopping you from doing it now? Was college the only thing that kept you on your healthy habits? If so, are you planning on staying in college forever? Is that your plan? Or are we eventually going to graduate and move away from there and do something else? What will you do then? Did you have other people helping you with their ideas? I have family telling me to cut carbs, quarter my portions, saying it's just calories in versus calories out. The last part is correct, but I'm going to assume if they believe all that other ancient bullshit, that they're probably telling you that every calorie you have is like points in a golf game, whereas the more you have, the worse you have done. That is not the case. But yes, the mechanism by which weight loss happens, no matter what, inarguably is calories in, calories out. It's just that we are much more complicated on top of that equation. I just find it hard to balance the relationships with trying to do something sustainable, but also admittedly not doing well on that front. So this is going to be one of the harder things that I have to tell anybody. I have to have this conversation with my one-on-one clients. By the way, if anyone is looking to get my final slot for one-on-one coaching, I've got one more open at the moment, and I would rather not advertise it and get 50 applications right away. I would rather somebody who wants it to get it. So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me, my application is in my bio. But anyhow, this is the hard conversation that I have to have with everybody. And we go into it in much more detail, and I will guide people through how to deal with this. But I'll just tell you right now up front, you do not get through 100 pounds of weight loss without pissing somebody off. You don't get through 100 pounds of weight loss, 50 pounds of weight loss, 20 pounds of weight loss without disappointing somebody. At the end of this journey, you will have made someone upset with your choices, and that's fine. It's something that you'll just have to deal with, and something that at a certain point some of you might want to take in stride, something you might want to be proud of. Because for a lot of you, you have deferred your needs and desires to people who do not have your best interest in mind for a very long time, perhaps the entirety of your lives. You are going to have to piss somebody off. So that's one of my answers here to you, is that you're going to have to piss your family off here by saying, fuck you guys, I'm doing this on my own. Bad advice. Alcohol isn't a big factor. Alcohol and weight loss is a huge factor. By the way, you guys don't like alcohol as much as you think you do. And I'm not talking about those of you that like the craft whiskeys and shit and you take a shot every once in a while, or you have a glass of wine every once in a while or whatever. I'm talking about those of you who are like, how do I deal with my binge? How do I incorporate binge drinking into weight loss? You don't. You don't. You don't like alcohol as much as you think you do. You like the feeling of not being stressed for a little while. The stress is still there. You're just putting a Band-Aid over a gunshot wound. You have to deal with the actual thing that's under it. You have to give it time to breathe and heal. Covering it up doesn't do anything but make it worse. Alcohol is way overhyped. It's not even that good of a time. You cannot convince me otherwise. I will die upon this hill. Amy Willow, yes, I'm up so late because I knew you were going to be here. That's why I'm here so late. That, and I was hanging out with my buddy Scotty K Fitness, but on the way home I was like, oh shit, I'm still wired right now. I genuinely, in my mind, I'm like, Amy Willow might be on. So I'm glad that you're finally here at a time where I'm live, which is fantastic. Mike, why are you up? It's 1 a.m. I probably need to sleep. I should have taken my melatonin, to be quite honest, because now I'm going to be wired all night. But maybe I'll talk myself tired. Maybe that'll happen. Mike got in the bowl with Scotty K, but the bowl was filled with Nuka-Cola, so the radiation charged Mike up to give us a stream with all the energy. I'm just like, I am empowered by good people around me. It's just, it's a fantastic time. Me and Scotty, we relate on a whole lot of things, but one of the things we talked about is like, we've never belonged anywhere. You know, we've spent a long time just not belonging anywhere and being rejected by our peers, being rejected by our communities for just not fitting in the way that everyone else fits in. And now in this weight loss and fitness and mindset space, we fit in perfectly. like I've known Scotty for about a month because that's really all about the time that he's been known by anybody. He went from having no followers to 1 million and 1,000,010 in about a month. So I've hardly known him for any period of time, and yet he's a very close friend to me already. The kinds of bonds that we tend to form in this community are long overdue for someone that didn't fit in anywhere for a very long time. So I'm very grateful for all the friends that I've made here in this space. I don't want to start name dropping or anything, but it's like a bunch of the people that you follow are like my community now. They're my core people, and it's just so good to not just like fit in the sense of, I'm offering some kind of like it's not like a reciprocal thing where I have to earn my right to be in a room. It's like we like each other for each other. We like each other as people. And I can only hope that everyone can find a community like that where you feel like you truly belong. That's what I'm hoping to create in our Discord, which it seems like everybody on Twitch right now is from the Discord, so you're already there. But if anyone is not in the Discord yet and you're looking to belong somewhere, if you want to belong somewhere, if you currently don't belong anywhere, come to the Discord. Come hang out. I would love to see you. And by the way, if anyone's watching on TikTok, I'm not able to see your comments. I'm not sure if you guys can't see the little blurb I've got that says that I can't see TikTok comments, but I haven't seen the TikTok comments in a while, so I don't know what everybody's saying over there, if anyone's saying anything. Oh no, Amy Willow's not here anymore. Damn. Hello from Canada. Hey, Spidey. That's just the power of being kind to yourself. They can sense it and want to get a share of that by being your friend. No, I'm telling you, it's not hard. When you find the right people, it's not hard. It's incredibly easy, mind you. If you have communities in which you don't feel welcome, if you have home lives in which you don't feel welcome, if you've got a friend group that you don't belong in right now, and you're just hanging out with them because it's just slightly better than being alone, or so you'd think. It's one thing to be next to someone. It's another to be together. I was next to a lot of people for a long time. I was next to people in relationships, in friendships, at school, everywhere. I was next to people. I wasn't with them. We were in the same room, but we weren't together. And I could feel that. I could feel the rejection, or at least the lack of accepting. You know what I mean. Any tips for college? Depends on what kind of tips you need. If it's about passing college, I can't help you because I didn't do that. Are you talking about staying on some healthier habits, or are you looking to form healthy habits when you get there? Or is it about healthy habits at all? Is it about, finding a community there? I don't know. Tell me what you're looking for, and I could give you some kind of advice. But King Edward says, in general, unless you get bad vibes, say yes the first time to like friends and clubs and stuff, and then weed them out as you organize your schedule. You'll be surprised the things you suddenly prioritize because they were a better opportunity than you thought outside of your preferred major. Yeah, expanding your circle to people that maybe don't share all of the same interests as you can help you expand yours. That all being said, if you're interested in the clubs and all that, then go ahead and do that. If not, which it just sounds like an awful time to me, then stay away from it. You don't need it. You won't miss it, I promise. So, but yeah, talking to people that come from different backgrounds than you and have different interests and different career paths and everything can be hugely valuable. You might even discover, hey, I'm in the wrong major at the moment. I need to change my major. The one that I'm in right now is not really serving me to the best of my ability. Smitty says, college/uni for me was drinking my face off, eating huge volumes of food, and otherwise making terribly unhealthy decisions to deal with the stresses of getting my engineering degree. And look, you still got an engineering degree. You still did it. Now, were you happy while you did it? Maybe not entirely, but you found your happiness. I think some of us, we learn to find happiness after periods of extreme sadness, and it's usually the difference between the two of them that ends up sort of sparking our growth there. Oh, let me get. I got a work receipt here. Pop that in my box. In the bowl. Thank you. Mostly tips for health. It's kind of hard to make food in a dorm. I've been living off Marie Callender's frozen pasta. So, one thing you could get, I know there's always rules against hot plates. I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody shit. They've got induction tea kettles that you can boil all sorts of food in, like at a moment's notice. You could set up a tiny little kitchen in that dorm. No one's gonna say shit. Just make sure you turn it off. I always before I had a kitchen, when I had literally built myself like a makeshift kitchen. When I was done cooking my food, I would actually unplug the hot plate because I was so nervous about leaving it on. So it was like it was either plugged in or not plugged in. It had a perfectly working switch and everything. It wasn't like that was an issue. I was just like that nervous about leaving it on. Yeah, an electric kettle. That's what I was using right there. I have an electric kettle, Ken, and it's great. It boils in like 30 seconds. It's super quick. And, you can make pasta in there. You can make all sorts of stuff in there. Calisthenics or weightlifting, whatever you like more. Which one do you think that you could do consistently? I'm not talking about which one is going to give you the biggest muscles or whatever. Which one could you do every day forever if you had to? If it's neither one, don't worry about it. If it's one or the other, do one or the other. Don't worry about the 5% difference between each of them. You are not an elite bodybuilder. You are not someone who's going to be performing on a stage. You're not one of the 100 people in the world that's going to be relevant to. So you're just going to sort of be an average person with some muscles, like the rest of us. Don't worry about the specifics. Don't stress yourself out. I went in as a theater major, but I'm also in digital media, partly for the study, but the group is fantastic. Oh, yeah. And also, like, being around theater major sucks. Guilty. Nights of eating canned beans on tortillas. Yeah, I've been there. Meal prepping and a crock pot and stuff. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Crock pot is a fantastic option right there. 7 years of living with a hot plate and toaster oven. We were feeding a family. It can be done. I did the same thing. I was just feeding myself, but Smitty's obviously done it. I think he got 2 kids and the wife, so at least fourfold. I think I saw 2 kids in that picture. Okay, thanks for the tips, guys. Anyone got any quick and healthy meal ideas? Truly enjoy enough that if you had to have it every night, you could. That might take a little bit of digging. I've got a meal that I'm so excited for some of the times that I will make it for lunch. And then, like, whatever I was going to have for lunch, I'll just have for dinner instead because it's that good. By the way, it's not a magic weight loss meal. It's damn near 800 calories. So if you're asking, I'm most proud of keeping the weight off, and together we're going to do the same thing. If you are on Instagram, come on over to Twitch. If you are on TikTok, come on over to Twitch because I'm not able to read your comments on TikTok. If you are on TikTok right now, get out of there. This is a rescue mission for TikTok and for Instagram. I would love to get you out of there and into our Discord community. That's where the cool kids hang out, and that's where you're going to hang out here soon. You and 2,200 of your closest friends. We've been growing like crazy lately. Just the last couple of weeks, we've gained, I think, almost 300 members. Mike, I'm silent? Oh, damn. Somebody let me know. Oh, lost audio. All right. Nothing I can do. I can read lips. Talking about how awesome I am. Mic, remove, projector, properties? Maybe that'll do it.
Okay, can you hear me any better now? It's going to sound terrible. If you can hear me, it's going to sound not good. I know that for sure. So if that's the case, then just let me know. So I know it's not going to be good.
Okay, can you hear me now? Are you able to hear me? Anything? Nothing? All right. Well, good night, everyone. Be kind to yourself. You tech gods have not been.